The movie begins with an unnamed assassin perched on the topmost level of a building, diligently surveilling the apartment situated right in front of him. He reflects on the mundane nature of his job and shares his perspective that anyone lacking the patience to endure the monotony should steer clear of this profession. As he waits, he expounds on his thoughts about life, recounting how his experiments with truth have led him to certain revelations. The assassin expresses his disbelief in the concept of karma, dismissing it as a notion that lacks substance. He delves into his philosophy on life beyond death, asserting that the idea of an afterlife is merely a creation of those who are too afraid to accept that our current existence is all there is. According to him, life concludes with a journey into one great cold void. Our killer maintained a disciplined lifestyle, meticulously monitoring details from his pulse rate to the precise hours of sleep he required. Precision was a cardinal rule he adhered to, importance of calculated approaches. In his line of work, he stressed the necessity of distrust and the absence of empathy, considering it a source of vulnerability. However, little did he know that one misstep could set off a chain of events, shattering the carefully constructed order of his life. Regularly waking up during the night to check on the target's presence, our assassin faced a crucial moment when, to his surprise, the target was indeed at home. The target, a wealthy businessman, was accompanied by a beautiful woman who began to undress. Calming his nerves, the killer prepared for the shot. Unfortunately, to his dismay, he missed the target and unintentionally hit the woman instead. Panicking momentarily, he realized the need to adjust his plan swiftly to avoid detection by law enforcement authorities and salvage the situation. Swiftly, he pilfered a scooter and rode off, a sudden realization hitting him as he observed an increasing number of police officers converging around the hotel. Opting to cease his ride, he abandoned the scooter on the road to sidestep suspicion. After discreetly disposing of his rifles, he sought refuge in a public bathroom. There, he shaved and altered his appearance. Donning a new guise, he made his way to the airport to book a flight for the following day. At the airport, he received a call from his handler, Hodges, the scolding words about his failure to eliminate the target weighing heavily on him. This left him restless and sleepless. While at the airport, he noticed a mysterious man in a suit, a figure resonating with his own clandestine profession. Assuming the man was another assassin sent to eliminate him, he became wary. Later that evening, upon returning to his hotel room armed with a knife, he anxiously awaited a potential threat from the man he had encountered at the airport. Fortunately, the night passed without any peril, allowing him to catch his flight safely. Returning to his residence in the Dominican Republic, he observed cigarette stubs on the ground and a mysterious footprint, indicating an intruder. Swiftly, he readied his gun and cautiously entered his home. Inside, he discovered a scene of chaos with blood splattered across the walls. His girlfriend, Magdala, had been attacked. Though alive, she was badly injured and in the hospital. Fueled by a desire for revenge and armed with intel from Magdala's brother, who mentioned the attackers arriving in a green taxicab, he returned to the hospital. There, Magdala lay battered and bruised, clinging to life. Despite her ordeal, she reassured him that she had not divulged any information about him to her assailants. In the subsequent scene, he returns home and excavates a concealed spot in the backyard, revealing a safe containing a black bag stocked with several guns. Driven by a determination to avenge his girlfriend's condition, he embarks on a mission to track down the assailants. Utilizing information from the driver's company record, he locates the driver and confronts him for details. The driver discloses that his girlfriend was attacked by a freak and a lady. Describing the lady as a Q-tip and the man as a scary motherfucker, the driver unintentionally reveals key characteristics of the assailants. Recognizing the importance of eliminating any lingering suspicions, he makes the decisive choice to neutralize the driver. From there, he journeyed to New Orleans, a city laden with personal significance. There, he delves into memories of his past, recalling the pivotal shift from a promising lawyer to a ruthless assassin. In a storage room, he stumbles upon a recycler badge, adopts the guise of a garbage collector, and gains entry to Hodges' office. Confronting Hodges to extract information about those who attacked his girlfriend, he faces resistance. When Hodges refuses, the assassin takes matters into his own hands. He destroys Hodges' laptop and uses a nail gun to shoot Hodges. Unexpectedly, Hodges succumbs to his injuries faster than anticipated. Seizing the opportunity, he coerces Hodges' secretary, Dolores, for the contact information. Dolores, willing to share the details, sets a macabre condition. She requests a non-suspicious death that would allow her family to collect life insurance. The assassin agrees and follows Dolores to her house. After collecting the names of the attackers and the client, he fulfills the grisly agreement, snapping Dolores' neck and pushing her down the stairs, granting her the specific death she requested. Armed with the target's address, he travels to Florida with the intent to confront the formidable figure responsible for assaulting his girlfriend, known as the Brute due to his massive size and exuberant energy. After meticulously observing the Brute's daily routine, the killer decides it's time to take action. Sneaking into the Brute's house, the killer encounters a fierce pit bull, which he subdues by administering sleeping medicine in its food. This sets the stage for a deadly confrontation between the killer and the Brute. The two engage in a ferocious fight, with the killer ultimately emerging victorious. To ensure the Brute's demise, the killer shoots him dead. In an effort to cover up the murder, the killer sets ablaze the Brute's beachfront residence, attempting to erase any traces of the deadly encounter. Moving on to his second target, he successfully tracks down a female known as the Expert. She is a fellow assassin who is contracted to eliminate him after he failed his hit job. Unlike the previous assailant, she doesn't resist and seems to acknowledge that he will kill her. During their encounter, she expresses regret about attacking his girlfriend, emphasizing her reluctance to involve civilians in her line of work. In a moment of unexpected levity, she shares a joke about a hunter repeatedly missing shots at a bear. The punchline involves the bear offering the hunter a deal to be sodomized rather than killed. The joke takes a dark turn as the bear implies that the hunter's real motivation isn't the hunting itself, but rather a perverse desire to be dominated by the bear. This peculiar moment adds an unexpected layer to their interaction. He leads her out behind the restaurant with the intent to kill her. Seizing an opportunity, she pretends to slip on the ice and asks for his help. Instead, he chooses to shoot her in the head, swiftly ending her life. It becomes evident that she was not defenseless. She held a knife in her other hand, intending to fight after all. In the subsequent scene, he travels to Chicago to confront the billionaire client, Claiborne, who initially hired him and later ordered a hit on him for the missed job. The assassin questions Claiborne about any issues between them. Claiborne insists that there is no problem and explains that Hodges offered to scrub the trail after the failed job. Claiborne agreed without fully understanding the implications. Choosing to spare Claiborne life promises that any attempt to cause trouble will be met with a painful demise. In the final scene, the killer returns to his home in the Dominican Republic, seeking solace in the arms of his now almost fully recovered girlfriend. In a reflective voiceover, he contemplates the nature of his profession, emphasizing the importance of blending in. He insists that his actions were driven by a desire for security in his retirement. He identifies himself as one of the many perfectly suited to his former role as an assassin, a person capable of detachment from empathy and endurance of monotony. Sharing his perspective on fate, he dismisses it as a mere placebo, asserting that life unfolds along the paths individuals carve, not dictated by predetermined destiny. Despite seemingly having the freedom to choose his course and be with his girlfriend, an underlying sense lingers that the allure of his previous work may pull him back sooner than later. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.